This is the video I promised you guys. At the beginning of the year, we're gonna check in with the Hoya that I was excited to grow in 2023 and find out which ones are still around, what they look like, and which ones may not be here anymore. This is a video that no one asked for. A few of you actually did comment and ask, hey, it's about time for the follow-up, which warmed my heart because you're keeping me accountable and that's what I need sometimes. But today I'm excited to jump into the video I filmed at the beginning of 2023, showing some of the Hoya that I was excited to grow this year. And I want to show you guys what those Hoya look like today. I'm working with some new equipment today because of how the setup is. So this is a microphone, just in case anyone is concerned. Do I love the audio quality? No, but this is the only way I could do it, so here we are. But without further ado, let's get into the reaction video. And the first thing I'm gonna say is I did cut my hair. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably realize it now, but I see this and I miss my long hair, and I know you guys, some of you are gonna say you miss it too. I like change, but the long hair was a vibe. And I also changed my filming. So this video was my old location, which is right over in the corner here. And now I have this filming set up on this big blank wall here. And I moved most of my shelves together and I love it. I love seeing this behind me. So yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. Okay, let's get into it.
I want to talk about the 5 Hoya that I am most excited for in 2023. 2023 is here.
Okay, so YouTube intros may not be a thing, but I love my intro and I don't think it's ever gonna go away because I spent so much time on that and I'm just proud of it, so deal with it.
I wanted to take a moment to do a quick little video showcasing 5 Hoya that I'm excited to watch grow in 2023. And I have the hopes that at the end of the year, I will show you all these Hoya and they will be big, lush, beautiful plants. Or some of them might die, who knows? Starting first is a Hoya that I recently acquired. It has now put out 3 new leaves in my care, but it is the Hoya archboldiana outer variegated.
Okay. She looks beautiful there. She really does. She really looks beautiful there. Let's see if I can get some close-up shots.
It's the variegation that's
come
almost
through
like
with that
on the leaves.
Close-up shot.
But these new leaves come out so bright red. It's like giving Christmas vibes all over this plant.
Okay, well, shall we see what Miss or Mr. archboldiana looks like today? Ta-da! Okay, here it is. Is it still gorgeous? Yes. Do I adore this Hoya? No. I don't know why my feelings have been so negative towards her. Of course I'm still caring for her and I'm still keeping her happy. I think this is the original leaf right here. Looks a little worse for the wear. Same pot. Thank you, IKEA. Yeah, I think that I would just love it a lot more if it flowered, and I just don't know if I'm ever gonna see this one flower. It's not a fast growing Hoya, which is not a bad thing. I don't know, I can't explain to you why my feelings for this Hoya have changed, but they have. And that just happens. And you know what, I don't even think I need to explain it, but still keeping her alive, happy and healthy. There is a new growth right back here, which is giving that red vibe that it was giving in the previous video. Like these leaves right here, the variegation was not visible on the outside of these leaves, and it took forever for it to show. I mean, she's still a beautiful Hoya. It's just some time together and feelings change, and that's okay. I'm not like throwing it away or anything, just letting you know. It's okay if I did, because it's my plant, but I'm not. So let's check out and see what the next one is.
Wishlist Hoya that I recently acquired from Unsolicited Plant Talks. It is a Hoya clemensiorum. Now I know that this one has been around for a while, but recently in my head I was like, I think I can handle it. I really truly think I can handle it. I have had some trouble with Hoya that were very woody. And in my mind I thought, okay, well, woody Hoya aren't for me, and clemensiorum is definitely a woody stemmed Hoya. However, I think some of that could be chalked up to flat mites that we all dealt with. So I'm giving it another go, and I'm trying first with this Hoya clemensiorum. because it is an absolute stunner. I love this Hoya. The leaves, the foliage, the veins, the textures, all of it. Like, this is such a gorgeous Hoya, and I am really excited to grow this out.
Okay, I'm stopping it there because you see that growth point right there. That is what I grew out and I cut, because as you can see, this Hoya is in Coco Coir. That's how April and Unsolicited Plant Talks like take care of their Hoya, and it works perfectly for them. But for someone who transitions Hoya from medium into like passive hydro into Pon or Leca, it is so difficult, not impossible, but difficult to clean off those roots because those roots get so intertwined in the cocoa husk. So what I did was I let this Hoya grow out and I snipped it and I restarted it in my pond. Now, what you see there, those 3 leaves, I did strip out of the cocoa husk to start like another mother plant. And while I did lose a good chunk of the roots, like it still worked well, I always get a little concerned. So I like to start something from the beginning in pond, and we were successful. So let me show you what Miss clemensiorum looks like now. Here she is. Okay, so like I said, these leaves were not in that video, but she has grown. I put her on a trellis because she has this big old leaf up here. Look at that. Oh, seriously. Swoon. I absolutely love this Hoya, and clearly I was able to grow a woody stemmed Hoya. As with most of my Hoya setups, you can see a nice big root coming out there. It's in pon. I have it in this cashpo. I get most of my cashpos from IKEA, like this one, and also World Market. You know what I do is I literally just, pro tip, I take these net pots, I keep one of each size in my car, so when I go shopping, I can take them into a store and find out a pot that they fit in. At home, World Market, Home Goods, IKEA, do it. Thank me later. Anyway, she's happy. She's on this trellis. She's growing beautifully. There is a node like right here that has a leaf developing. The leaves didn't dry up and flake off. They just didn't develop yet, but I see it pushing out. And also this one has been giving me so many like splashy spots. There's a beautiful splash. Like I showed you before, this new leaf has some nice splash on it. Let's see which one's next.
The next Hoya is a Hoya that isn't rare or hard to find, but this particular species, this particular plant has a very unique mutation that I am really excited to see what happens in 2020.
What?
No, we're not going back there. 2023. I'm excited to see what happens in 2023. This is a Hoya carnosa compacta, and it's just the regular green form, but what mutation is on this specific Hoya is it shows a little bit of splash right at the petiole on every single leaf. That is the only specks of splash on this Hoya, and it continues through the whole vine. This came from a mother plant from a friend in California, and she brought out this big basket of Hoya compacta, carnosa compacta.
All right, this one's gonna be a tough one. I still have it. It's still alive, but did it grow? Not one bit. Not one bit. It also didn't die. It has put out like a couple new growth points that then dried up and stopped growing, which is probably my fault because sometimes I just let things go a bit too dry, you know? I neglect them a bit too often, especially in the summer here in Arizona where it just gets so incredibly dry. But there is a new growth point coming in right here. It's right over here. But anyway, I am hopeful that in 2024, I will have a vine develop off of this because I really want to see if that mutation is going to continue or if I can get that mutation to continue. Compactas are known to be slow growers. I was so grateful, still am grateful that my friend Eleanor gave me a piece of this because I love how this one shows its splash. So fingers crossed I'll get to see more of it. Okay, what's next with our Hoya in 2023?
Next up is a gorgeous, gorgeous girl that, she's rooting so well, but she's got some ways to go. I don't see a lot of new growth, but this is the Hoya coriacea silver, and she is a stunner. I am so excited to see what this plant turns into this next year. I have it rooted now, so it's ready to go into its more forever home. The splash on this specific specimen is just so beautiful. Both of these leaves almost have a half moon splash.
Okay. See, that Hoya is absolutely stunning. And this came from Aura, Shop Plantasmic. She so generously gave me this cutting last December. So December 2022, my friend Lydia and I did a little pop-up shop plant thing in California. And Aura gave me this. She's always so generous and kind. And there's no way that me or anybody in the plant community can ever repay her for her kindness. But we try. Anywho, I transitioned this into pawn pretty quickly after this video, and it died pretty quickly after this video, which gutted me because I loved this Hoya and I was excited for it. It was kind of one of the it Hoyas, but that wasn't why I liked it. I just loved how beautiful the splash was. Well, anyway, my friend Lydia gave me a second chance at it. She took a cutting of hers, and while it's not the same plant, I still have this Hoya, so I still feel like I can show it. And here she is. So this is the one that Lydia gave me. It went from being a Hoya coriacea silver to basically being like a Hoya. That is difficult to say. A Hoya coriacea with splash. I mean, stunning, nonetheless. Still absolutely gorgeous. It did have this very long tendril. Like, it wrapped from over here. I have it at this, like, usually sitting right in this corner. I don't know if you can see my finger. And the tendril, or vine, not tendril, wrapped all the way up my shelf and all the way over. Did not grow any leaves. It was just a bare vine. It was searching for support. You can clearly see I have it in this pot that did not have a support in it yet. I was basically being lazy. I had it magnetized to the thing. Long story long, I chopped the vine off. So yeah, that's where we are. Indifference is what I feel about this Hoya. That's my coriacea silver. Again, not the same plant, but the same plant. Let's see what's next up. I already know what's next up, but you know, let's listen to 2023 Adam explain it.
And finally, the end. The last Hoya that I'm excited to watch grow in 2023 is this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous cutting that has finally rooted of a Hoya Meredithii species Aceh.
Oh, I said that wrong.
What? There's a lot of species Aceh hitting the market, and I'm so excited about that because I have one that my friend Lydia.
This is where we're constantly learning and growing, but the way you pronounce that is Aceh. Aceh. And I figured that quite quickly after this video. I think that I would actually label this plant Hoya species Affinity Meredithii from Aceh. That's how I would label it, personally. But you know, we learn and we grow. But let's go back and see what she looked like. Let's see if I got some close-ups.
And found out that it was species Aceh.
Aceh. Anyway, gorgeous. Like, that's the cutting I got from my friend Aaron here in town. I'm always so grateful to him for giving me this plant because I adore this Hoya, probably more than any Hoya in my collection. That's difficult. Like, I think I have a top 10 list and interchangeably feel the same about all of those. But anyway, should we see what this one looks like today? Because let me tell you, she's had a rough go of things. Accidents happened, and just let me show you her. Ta-da! Okay. Uh, these were the two newest leaves months ago that I was so excited about because look at how stunning. That's stunning. It still has the original leaf down here. You can see it. That's the leaf from the video. It grew this vine. Everything was gorgeous, splashy. Like, look at the splash on these leaves. I think it's cursed. I honestly think this plant might be cursed. It's like one of those, it's like the Hope Diamond. It's the most gorgeous thing in the world, but it just brings dishonor and negative vibes to whoever owns it. How embarrassing. Okay, so what had happened was I was doing a little video and I had some Hoya that are usually in my bedroom out in the living room in like a big plastic bin because I had brought them out to the living room area to do like a film thing. And then I didn't put them back because this, let's be honest, like ADHD, I don't put things right back. So they were sitting here in the middle of the floor and Lydia and I were trying to get a picture of the dogs and she was trying to get the dogs to both look at the camera. Her dog Bo, my dog Mai Tai. And she was walking backwards. And wouldn't you know it, she sat on this plant. Actually, she sat on about 6 plants. One of them went flying in the air. I think it was just a ricochet of like sitting on the trellis. And then when it freed itself from where it was sitting, it just shot through the sky like a rocket. But anyway, it was a complete accident. I'm not too mad at her for it. She did get to take home a cutting of this plant because I was unwilling to cut it because of how gorgeous it was. But after she fell on it and broke part of the stem, she got a cutting. So listen, I don't know what the motives were. I'm assuming the best. But that's why this looks like it does because, well, minus these 2 leaves because after it was sat on, this new vine grew and these were the first 2 leaves of the vine and absolutely stunning. Like, look at those. Oh, so anyway, this is all new. It does have a new leaf growing down here and it has a new leaf growing right here. You can see the new leaf there happening like right where my thumb's pointing. And then down here, there's another new leaf. But in the meantime, she's pretty scarred up. Like this leaf got like crunched. One leaf I actually had to cut off because it just got too bad. This one's got some rips and holes in it. Obviously this one's been ripped too, which is really sad. But you know what? It's a funny memory. I'll always have that memory. We both laughed about it. So this is my Hoya species affinity Meredithii from Aceh. And I know it'll have a comeback. I know it's gonna look gorgeous again one day in the future. And again, it's just a cute little memory of when my friend destroyed my favorite plant and then got a cutting for herself after she destroyed it. Well, there we have it. Those were the 5 Hoya that I was so excited to see grow in 2023. And while some did grow and some didn't grow and some died, I'm not upset about any of it because this is what taking care of plants looks like. So got some successes, you have some failures, you have some stagnancy, but in the end of the day, you got to be proud for wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Stay tuned for my next video where I show you 5 Hoya in 2024 that I'm so excited to grow. And hopefully at the end of 2024, we'll circle back, see what those are doing, and this will be like a yearly video. I love seeing this. I love seeing the growth in my plants, and I think people like seeing that too. If you're watching this video, if you create content, I want to see you do the same type of video. I want to see you talk about 5 plants you're excited for in 2024. And I want to see you circle back to that at the end of the year. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next video, plants in 2024. And that's it. Happy New Year. May all your dreams come true. That was so cheesy. I need oil absorbing wipes because Ooh, she is shiny. Thanks, snail mucin. That's too high. Why is that too high? We're gonna come down. There we go. No, that's on a blooper. Stop touching the table. I hate this table. I hate it so much. Did give her a little trellis, but you know, this fucking table.